Hello and welcome. This is Rooflemonger, my friends. Today we're talking the Sumo Headbutt in Street Fighter 6. With every new fighting game, something winds up bubbling its way to the top to become the most complained about move, the cheapest move in the game. And my friends, it seems this time at bat for Street Fighter 6, the humble Sumo Headbutt seems to be about the most complained move I'm seeing about in Street Fighter 6. So in this video, I'm going to help you understand the move and also help you get around it and, well, beat the move. So one thing out of the gate I want to tell you, just to set your expectations, this move is meant to be good. This is not an accident, it's the way it is. It is by design meant to be a core part of Honda's game plan. So as for calling for nerfs or whatever, I would not bank on that. That said, what I'm going to do is going to be even better than calling for nerfs, is I'm going to educate you on the hows and whys of this move and help you understand it better so you can deal with it properly. So first, let's arm you with some basic knowledge. The headbutts you're seeing are coming in two flavors. The heavy headbutt, which goes full screen, that starts a little bit slower. It has 14 frames of startup compared to the medium headbutt, which travels about most of the screen but doesn't quite go full screen. So if you're seeing the full screen headbutts, it's always going to be the slower, heavier version. And if you're seeing them from roughly mid-screen, it's probably the quicker medium version. Now, one thing I know a lot of people are going to say, well, why not just drive impact the headbutt? And, well, yes, to a point. As you can see here, punish counter clear as day, beat it just fine, right? That's what happens when you react to it from full screen. However, that's from full screen, where it's easiest to react to it. You have the most amount of mental time to just see it, assess it, understand it for what it is, then hit your drive impact button, right? That's great. Mid-screen, drive impact becomes a little bit more iffy. Like, you can still do it, but Honda can land in time and recover fast enough to drive impact you back. So if your reaction time to a mid-screen headbutt is anything less than immaculate, anything less than perfect, not only is it not going to work, you're probably going to lose the round. It's pretty trivial for Honda to get some pretty sizable damage in a situation like this. Like about half your life, it's going to be gone, right? So drive impact can work. However, it can also immediately turn against you if you're anything less than perfect, especially from mid-screen, where you're going to have the least amount of time to actually properly react to it. So that said, what actually works then? I've already seen effectively like snake oils salesmen tell you, well, just simply, you see it, you hit the button. What could be simpler than that, right? And the reality is, nah, bro, that is not happening. What's going to happen is you're probably going to be too late and get hit, or you're probably going to trade, and Honda is absolutely going to win that trade, right? So people showing you video in training mode of a sterile environment with no stress, no nothing, cherry-picked footage of them reacting to the headbutt, don't buy into that. Yes, JP's crouch heavy punch can technically beat the headbutt up close, but are you willing to bet your life on it? Because that's what's on the line. Thankfully, though, we have quite a few better options. So let's start with the safest, most universal one that deals in no BS and is very practical. You see headbutt coming? Block it. Block it. Yeah, it sucks. You'll lose a little drive meter, whatever, but, Honda's negative at least, right? If you both hit a button here in decent range poke, Honda's going to lose. So if you block it, at least is effectively your turn for what it is, and you're going to live for another day. And that's the basic building block here. Once again, this move is designed to be good. You blocking it is just going to happen. You're not always going to have the sick counterplay. Just FYI. Now, here's the safest option for the sick counterplay. You see it? And parry. So say you do the parry, and that's it. That's all, right? There's nothing actually much that happens there. You're still not going to punish him. Yes, it reduces the distance a little bit, but not at any point that it actually matters for punishes or whatever. But what happens is, instead of losing a drive bar to the headbutt, you lose nothing, right? So it's effectively neutral reset with Honda a little bit negative. So therefore, in the grand scheme of things, you win out in this encounter. And what you want to do while you're down backing is when you do the parry, try to time it to be a perfect parry. Sometimes you'll be too late and you'll block. Sometimes you'll just get the regular parry, but sometimes, just sometimes, you'll get the perfect parry. And what happens then? Well, you get a full combo. So yeah, there you go. And you get a free guaranteed combo after the fact. It's going to scale, sure, because that's how perfect parries work. But that's the safest thing. Just hold down back or whatever. And when you see it coming, just attempt to parry. Sometimes it'll be the regular parry. Sometimes it'll be the perfect parry. Sometimes you'll be a bit too slow and you just block. And you know what? That's not bad because you still blocked. You're still safe. So the safest, most efficient way to deal with this is just try to parry bait it. It's not always going to work the way you want it, but it's safe and you'll be defended, right? So instead of risking your life trying to hit a button to knock it out of the air, you can do that. Now, that said, if you do believe you have the ability to reaction challenge it, there's actually a lot of options with a lot of characters. So let's go over some examples. So one of the secrets of the headbutt that you may not be aware of is it counts as airborne while it's in play. And that works both for and against Honda, but since this is the video it is, let's talk about the against Honda. Most uppercut style moves in this game, like shoryukens, all that kind of stuff, flash kick, they are invincible against air attacks on the first possible frame. Meaning that if you see the headbutt coming and you want to challenge it, don't do a normal like an idiot because you're risking your life. How about do the move that's actually invincible to it out of the gate? And this is what you want to do. So for Lily, Tomahawk Buster, doesn't matter which version you do, it can be light, medium, heavy. Out of the gate, frame one, it's invincible against it. So if you actually want to react to it, and you don't want to roll the dice on the parry, because while it's very safe, you're not necessarily guaranteed anything. If you want a guaranteed damage and you're safe in your reaction speed, this is what you want to do. Here's another example. Here's another example. Here's another example. Here's another example. I don't want to belabor the point too much, but you get the idea. If you have an uppercut style move, it doesn't need the full invincibility of the EX. You can just do the regular version, which are invincible to air attacks frame 1, and you can get Honda. And there's a couple other non-standard examples as well. Marissa's quarter circle back and punch, when it has the follow-up. This actually has some amount of air invulnerability, as you can see here. Now, for safety reasons, you want to do it early, because the invincibility doesn't start on frame 1. The EX is a little bit more generous on the timing, plus you get a full combo. But yeah, it's not exactly frame 1, but the option is there. It's not an uppercut, it's not meant to be, but it is an option. Same for Manon, her EX spin. Specifically the EX spin attack, not like the raw spin or the spin kick, has upper body invincibility, meaning it can beat the headbutt. So if you see the headbutt coming and you want to react, this is another good way to challenge it. Plus, for Manon, it builds her metal level as well. So Honda, funny thing here. Honda's headbutt also has some air invincibility. So if you're in a headbutt war, the second person who headbutts generally is the one who's going to win. So keep that in mind. And now we already spent earlier in the video talking about how, like, don't be stupid, don't risk your life. But if you want to risk your life, at least be cool looking while doing it. As yes, Zangief can EX air pile driver him out of the move. Now, fair warning, as I told you earlier in the video, beware snake oil salesman just selling you cherry-picked footage. That took me about 11 tries to get. So it's not reliable. But if you're willing to just put it all on the table and, go for that YouTube highlight reel, I guess that's the move to do it on. So hopefully I've armed you with some info, and almost everything I've said in this video is also applicable to the Blanca Ball as well, as they work under very similar auspices. They're both airborne, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, once again, the move by design is meant to be pretty good. Like, they took a lot away for Honda. Like, if you never played older Street Fighters, this move used to be advantage on block, right? So this is gone, but to make up for that being gone, this is now much stronger, right? So the move is meant to be decent. You don't complain that Ryu's Fireball is too strong, right? Because, it's meant to be a good move. It's meant to be part of the character design. And in Street Fighter 6, Headbutt is meant to be part of the character design. But that said, now armed with some knowledge, armed with how it works, and also some good counterplay against it, hopefully it's a lot easier for you to wrap your head around and deal with. So that said, well, I guess that's about it for the video. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this video has found you well, and go out and play some Street Fighter.